Assalamu alaikum grade 4. So today we are going to continue our chapter number 2. Okay, so we did precipitation. As you know, all precipitation means the amount of water that is present in the atmosphere that will come back, that falls back to the earth, such as in rain, snow, sleet and hail. So we did precipitation, and precipitation is further divided in 4 parts: rain, sleet, hail and snow. We did about rain, and today we are going to read about the remaining 3 parts. On page number 9, let's start reading with me. Hail, Hail, hail. It is a small soft ball of ice that are made in thunderstorm. Thunderstorm means the storm that is quite very powerful. Cloud. These ice pellets grow within the cloud and as drops of water. So what does this mean? This means that hail means is a type of precipitation in which water stored in the cloud and it will come back and hits the surface in the form of this small snow ball. These ice pellets grow within the cloud and as drops of water. So where does these grow? These can grow in the cloud in the form of ice pellets. Ice pellets means ice pellets are raindrops that have frozen before they hit the ground. When they become too heavy, they fall to the ground. Large hailstones can cause damage to crops and gardens, greenhouses, glass roofs, and of course, people who get caught in hailstorms. So, as you know, all these are quite very hard. So, when they will hit some things, like when they will reach to the gardens, or when they falls in greenhouses, when they falls on the roofs that are made from glass, and of course people who can caught in the hailstorms. So these cause very harm. Then we have sleet. Sleet means they are frozen raindrops that bounce when they hit the ground or hit something else. Sleet begins as snow high in the atmosphere, partially melts in warmer layers of air, but then refreezes in colder areas of air as it falls. As you know all, when sleet is a partially melted and partially frozen type of rain, okay, so these are not as hard as hail, and these are not as soft as snow. So these are partially melted, and you know the in our atmosphere warm air is present. So when it comes in the warm air, it melts and it is somehow softened in warmer air of air, but then refreezes in colder areas of air as it falls. And but then when it comes back to the area where there is too much where there is a very low temperature, when there is very cold outside, so these type of raindrops again refreezes in colder areas of air as it falls on that area. Then we have snow. Snow, this is very easy and simple. It is ice crystals that form into flakes. Snow forms at temperature below 32 degree Celsius. So which temperature is required for the snow? Snow forms at temperature below 32 degree Celsius. Snow always forms when we have temperature less than 32 degrees Celsius. It can take the form of ice pellets or snow flakes. So later on, this snow will change then in ice pellets or snow flakes. Then we have air pressure. We have discussed for the so many times about the air pressure in grade 3. In science, we have discussed about the air pressure so many times. Air exerts pressure on everything on the earth's surface. It is the weight of the molecules pressing down on the earth due to gravity. The higher the weight of the air, the more air pressure on the earth's surface. So as you know all, earth has some weight, earth has some gravity. So in this, earth pulls pressure on everything that is present on the earth's surface. Similarly, at the same time, air exerts pressure on everything that is present on the Earth's surface. Now, what is air pressure? Air pressure is influenced by change in temperature due to the sun. Yes, like who is responsible to change the temperature? Sun is responsible to change the temperature. So, whenever the temperature is changed, so air pressure is also changed. When the air pressure is low, warm and moist air rises up from the earth. As I told you before, which air is lighter? Warm air is lighter. And the thing which is lighter, it always come towards the upward position. So when pressure is low, warm air and moist air rises up from the earth. It expands as it rises, okay, because molecules in warmer air are loose as compared to that of the cold air. So the molecules that are present in the warm air are compressed together, they are squeezed together. The molecules that are present in cold air, they are compressed together, they are squeezed together, okay, while the molecules that are present in warmer air, they are very they are in expand position, they are very like in a loose position, they are far apart from each other. As this warm air rises, it cools, okay. So when this warm air goes towards the upward position, it will rise. When air cools, it becomes denser and sinks back to the earth, okay. So when the air will become cool, it will become denser, their molecules are dense together, which means their molecules are again condensed together, they are again closely packed together and sinks back to the earth, okay. As I told you, the air which is cold, it means these are high here, so these heavier air come back to the earth. This is called high pressure. What is this called? This is called high pressure. From this figure you can know this low air goes towards the upward position. These arrows shows that this air goes towards the cloud, because this is low air, and as a result warm air which is higher, it will come back to the earth's surface. A change in air pressure means that the weather is changing. Obviously, when there is change in the air pressure, then it causes weather changing. It will lead towards the change in weather. Then we have three boxes. These are very important for the objective. Low pressure, okay. Warm air molecules, less dense air rises. So what is the cause of the low pressure? When will there be low pressure? When there is warm air molecules less dense, then air will rise. Then we have high pressure. What does this mean? When there is a possibility of the pressure to be at high, cold air molecules more dense and air sinks. Okay, obviously when the thing is more than dense, then it will sinks at the bottom. Then we have area where the cold air meets the warm air is called a front, Front. Okay, so as you know all, continuously this cycle is happening. So when the low air goes towards the upward position, at the same time this cold air comes back towards the earth's surface. So the point where these two types of air will meet, this point is known as front. Then the last one is humidity. Humidity means the amount of water vapor or moisture present in the air is called humidity, okay. What does this mean? This is the last type of this is the last factor of weather changing, of climate changing, is humidity. Humidity means that amount of water vapors that is present in our atmosphere. If the air is more humid, it has more water vapors, okay. If the air is less humid, it has less water vapors. Warm air can hold more water vapors, okay. So this is very important. Which air can hold more water vapors? Warm air can hold more water vapors. because warm air has capacity because their molecules are far apart, they are not closely packed together. In summer, when it is hot, the air is more likely to be humid. In winter, when it is cold, the air is dry and less humid. So of course, when there is hot season, so it means the more air molecules are present in the atmosphere. So when there are more molecules are present in the atmosphere, then our atmosphere will be more humid. While in winter, our cold, when it is cold, the air is dry and less humid. Okay, so when there is cold, so it means the chance of air molecules are very less, so it means our air is quite very dry and less humid. Now on page number 9 there is a homework for you. Okay, now there are 7 things who are asking you who am I. I am the area where cold air meets the warm air. So today we have learned about when the warm air and cold air meets, the point is known as front. I am formed when ice crystals turn into flakes. So we did this. This snow will turn into flakes and ice pellets. Then we have I am the name given to a frozen rain drop. Sleet. Okay, you can see what is this? Sleet. They are frozen rain drops. So I am the name given to a frozen raindrop. So it means this is sleet. I am the type of air which can hold more water. Warm air. Warm air has more water as compared to cold air. Okay. I am a scientist who studies about climate. So this is obviously climatology. I am the layer of gas which surrounds the earth. We did this in grade 3. Okay, this is atmosphere. Atmosphere means the layer of air surrounded the atmosphere. I am formed when air becomes denser and sinks back to earth. So this is high pressure. PRESSURE, high pressure. So this is your homework. You have to do all these 7 fill in the blanks. Then I have activity for you. Leave these questions. We have already discussed these questions. So we will do in the classroom. So you can do this. Define the following terms: precipitation, humidity and hail. Precipitation means the amount of water that is present in the atmosphere that will come back in the form of rain, hail, snow and sleet. Then we have humidity. Humidity means the amount of water that is present in the atmosphere in the form of water molecules. And then we did hail. Hail means the frozen amount of water that falls the ground. Then we have this activity. This activity: make a weekly weather report of your city by filling the table below with appropriate symbols given in the box. So there are few symbols like sunny, cloudy, rainy, stormy, windy and snowy. And here you can see days of the week and weather symbols. Then you have to keenly observe the weather from Sunday to Saturday. Sunday, if the Sunday weather is sunny, then you have to make this symbol. And then Monday, if the weather is rainy, then you have to make this symbol. And Tuesday, then you have to observe all the symbols of all the season, and you have to draw the symbols over here. Thank you.